Well, hello there. Welcome again to Kiwi Steve's Global Kitchen, and welcome from Murray and myself to our Christmas special, and it's lovely to have you come and join us today. Well, firstly, I would like to give a big shout out to Michael Colio and his lovely family in Auckland, and also because it's Christmas, so we're going to do a double shout out today, also to my friend Lokesh and his dear wife and family, who also love to watch the show. Well, today, what I'm going to cook, and I tell you what, do not blink, do not run off anywhere, because you might miss the recipe. It's very, very easy, and it's, well, to go with a Christmas special that Murray and I have decided we were going to cook and eat ourselves, and he'll get fat and I won't, of course. We're going to make a Christmas cake. And you know what? It only has 3 ingredients. It's true, just 3 ingredients. So, what do we need? I'll take those off. This is what we need. And anybody can make this. Here we have fruit mix. I like to use the tasty one, but it's a New Zealand one. But 1 kilo. So 1 kilo of fruit mix, right? Then what we do is put the fruit mix in a bowl. This is so easy that anybody can make it, even Murray. So I've got to watch him. What we have here is iced coffee, 600 ml. So 1 kilo of fruit mix, 1 bottle. You can use orange juice, or you can use other different types of chocolate, for example. But about 600 mils of iced coffee, or just coffee, liquid coffee. And so we put that into a bowl, right? Now, here's the key. When you put it into the bowl, you mix it all up, and then you put it in the fridge overnight. Okay? Because that allows for, obviously, for the mix to absorb the chocolate milk or coffee in this situation, in this instance, coffee, and it absorbs it in and it makes it very, very moist. And then we only have, wait for it, don't run off, 1 more ingredient. Yes, 1 more ingredient. That is true. Now, last time I wanted to tell you a story. So, hold on, I just want to show you something first. Here's the bowl, and here, which I cooked overnight, is, as you can see, our mix. So that's looking very, very sweet and very, very yummy. But the other thing is too, before we go to the next level, I'll tell you the story, because otherwise, if we don't carry on, I'll forget all about it if I do carry on, for example. Last time I said I was going to tell a story about Russia, because I love to tell stories about India, and I've got so many stories to tell about India. But I've got to tell you this story, because you'll find this quite funny. But my first trip to Russia, and it was on what was called an S7 plane, Siberian Airlines, and it was a nice 737 actually, from Bangkok all the way up past China to land in Novosibirsk in Siberia. And no, it wasn't ice cold, and there wasn't ice anywhere, no snow. It was a beautiful, beautiful, fine summer's day. So I got on the plane, and we all took off, and there wasn't much room, and there was a man next to me. Well, everybody was Russian, I think, on that plane, probably, except me. And I knew some Russian then, but not much at all, really. And I was hoping nobody would start speaking to me in Russian, because what was I going to say? How was I going to reply? I couldn't say something like Yamni mnogo gavaru paruski. I speak a little Russian, or I don't know Russian, but I didn't know that then. So anyway, I hopped on the plane. There was a nice gentleman next to me, and he was having a great conversation with me in Russian. And I listened for about 3 minutes, and then I said, "Oh, Anglichani, English." So he understood. Anyway, we were about an hour into the flight, and I saw the stewards coming down with the lunch, and I thought, I had the menu in front of me, which was in Russian, and I'm looking at it, and I couldn't read anything. Oh, I thought, what am I going to eat? And anyway, they get closer and closer, and I'm starting to feel rather anxious. And anyway, the plane, it was just so full of people. And then he comes down, and he's explaining the menu, and everyone's speaking back in Russian, of course. And then he gets to me, and he looks at me, and I'm thinking, he's going to see that I'm Anglichani. But he didn't. Do I look Russian? Well, actually I could, because I'm told I have a distant relative who was born on the border of Russia. And this goes back in sister of mine did one of those genealogy tests, to find out your history and your past. So I have to follow that up. But anyway, so he looked at me, and he started speaking in Russian about the menu. It was like he was explaining the whole menu to me in Russian, every single thing. What would I want? How would I like it? Blah, blah, blah. And after about 3 minutes, he looked at me, and I looked at him, and I thought, in my mind, I'm thinking, what am I going to say? And then I said, fish. And the next thing, he pulls out of the tray a nice dish meal with fish. And I laughed and laughed to myself, and then he carried on. But here's the real funny thing also. It was a great trip, by the way, flying over China, and then we came in to Novosibirsk, and I'm looking out the window, and it was beautiful, and there was so much green. It was like New Zealand. There was green everywhere. It was no different to New Zealand. I'm thinking, wow, except for the buildings, of course, a lot of different buildings. But it was spectacular. And then I tell you what, if you go to Novosibirsk, I want you to jump on a bus or fly up to the Altai region, which is an autonomous region, and they're like Mongolians, and that region is autonomous, and they all speak Russian, of course, but they're very Mongolian looking, very Asian looking. And a lot of Russian people up there as well. But a lot of people go there for tourism. I'm talking too fast probably if my Russian friends are listening. And so there's just beautiful rivers and mountains. I've never seen such a beautiful place in all my life. I just love going. And the place you need to go to is called Askat. It's a tourist little town, and it's quite unique. And it runs beside the Katun River. Beautiful river. Anyway, so the plane comes in to land. And so, brace yourself and get ready for landing. And so it comes in, and it was quite a lovely landing. And the next thing, I got the shock of my life. The whole plane is going, and they're all clapping, and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, are the pilots that bad that these people are clapping that we landed safely? I was shocked. Why are they clapping? And I thought, oh my gosh, is this what Russian airlines are like? Imagine flying with Aeroflot, their national airline, because I've heard some stories about them. But anyway, we landed safely, and everybody clapped, and people cheered, and everybody was happy. So I thought, oh, isn't that wonderful? Anyway, I found out it was just out of respect to the pilots for doing a good job. So I was quite relieved, because I was wondering what is wrong with the pilots, or is there something wrong with the plane? But anyway, that wasn't the case. So, sorry if I spoke too fast. Now, so back to our cake. Anyway, so what I've done is I've put a bit of grease-proof paper in the bottom of the tin, and round the outside I put some butter. Okay, so we don't want it sticking to the tin, do we? Because you're trying to get it out and bashing the bottom and half of it comes out and the other half stays in. We don't want that. Do we, Murray? No, we don't, Steve. Be quiet. Okay, so how much flour do we have to put with this? So basically 2 cups of flour and or about 265 grams or maybe 264. It's up to you. 264, 265, it doesn't matter. It's not going to change. It's not going to change the cake rising at all, believe me. So now what I'll do is put that there, get my beautiful bowl. I'm looking forward to this. I'm going to have to go to the gym a lot more than I'm going at the moment. I did so well. I was training for a competition, but because of COVID, they postponed it till February. Competition. Well, if you're new to my show, what competitions are you talking about? Juggling? No. I sometimes do a master's bodybuilding competition, but that's another story and another day. Now, I'll get a spoon. Here we go. So, we put our flour, self-raising flour, and I'll mix it up. And what we have to do is, it's a bit, just takes a little bit to mix up. I hope you're having or will have a lovely Christmas. I know I'm certainly going to. A bit of painting to do on the house. A lot of cooking. I got a new Indian cookbook. It's by a Gujarati family here in New Zealand, in Auckland. It's called A Little Bit of This and A Little Bit of That. And the recipes are all homemade. I'm giving them free advertising on my show. So a little bit of this and a little bit of that. I recommend, look at it online. Some of the recipes are just to die for. So I'm looking forward to trying some of their recipes. And I tell you what, you may even get some of those recipes on this show. We'll see. Anyway, we're mixing it up. It's getting a little bit tacky, but that's okay. So let's now put it in our tin. Can you see? No, probably not. Here we go. Oh. I'm normally cooking curries and smelling it and thinking, oh my gosh, I'm so hungry. But anyway, I'm not having Christmas cake for dinner, believe me. But you know, I did once make a Christmas curry, and it had a lot of ingredients that go in a Christmas cake, and it was delightful. It was very nice indeed. Maybe I should make that for you. Maybe you could have it for Christmas, a Christmas curry, basically with lots of fruit in it. Yep, comes from North India. It's quite popular. Here we go. Here we have our Christmas cake. So now, with your oven, I suggest you put most ovens I suppose have fan force, so probably about 1 hour at 160 on fan forced, right? But just check it, you know, just get a fork or something you put into it and pull it out and just see if it's dry or not. So 160 on fan forced, so which is about, I don't know, 380 degrees or something. And after about an hour, it should be nicely cooked. And anyway, let's put it in there. Here we go. So I told you it was going to be a quick show, and if you blinked or you ran away, you would miss it. Now, so an hour's passed. Let's bring it out. Things happen very quickly on this show, you know. Isn't that right, Murray? And voila, here we have the cake. So an hour later, we have the cake, and you can put marzipan across the top, which is what I might do, I think. And the other thing is, here's a little secret, but don't tell anybody, it's just for you. You can make a Christmas pudding, and it's very simple. The first two ingredients you can use, okay? And this is what actually this is, but I'm not telling anybody. And just don't put the flour in. So I'm going to put some peaches all around this, and have it with custard and some ice cream, maybe tonight. So thank you very much for watching Kiwi Steve's Global Kitchen. Hope you enjoyed the show. I hope you enjoyed the story, but I did get a little bit excited on that one because it was such an interesting experience. I could talk all day about my trips to Russia, but I have some good Indian stories from my trips to India also to share with you in the future. So we'll try and be a bit more proactive because it's been such a busy year and with COVID and everything, so much has happened. So I wish you a lovely Christmas and thank you for watching the show. God bless, and we'll see you again. Take care. Bye.